I've always wanted to add DIY IoT devices to Apple Home app, home automation system. Today in this video, we are going to control WS2812 addressable LED strip interfaced by ESP32C3 using Home app with the help of Homebridge plugin running on iHost gateway.
Hey Siri, turn off the RGB floor lamp.
We will be discussing HSV to RGB LED color format conversion and the way of interfacing several devices independently with MQTT thing. We are going to play with colorful LEDs today, so without any further ado, let's jump on in. Turn your dream project into reality with PCBWay. I've personally used their services to produce my own prototype for future IoT projects. Ordering your own PCB has never been easier before, with a lot of features. They are also having up to 50% discount due to Christmas, so make use of that.
Right, so here's the hardware that we are going to use in this tutorial. So as you can see here, I have WS2812 RGB LED, which is actually nothing but an addressable LED. So you can see that it has 5-volt data input, ground, and data output on this side. So the data can be transferred to all the LEDs along the LED strip, and they are actually interfaced over one single pin, data pin, interfaced by the ESP32C3 that I have over here with RMT peripheral. Actually, I've talked about this peripheral in a previous tutorial. I will put a link into that in the video description so you can have more details about how these LEDs are derived. But of course, the topic in this tutorial today is to connect the ESP32 over MQTT to iHost gateway, so it can be interfaced over a Homebridge plugin. So we can interface this addressable LED strip over a home app from an iPhone. So let me show you that. So right now I have my my board powered over USB. So here I have added this 5-volt line in order to power my LED strip. This development board does not have a 5-volt pin, so I'm supplying the LED strip directly from the USB. And here I have on the GPIO 3 the RMT controller connected to the data input of the LED. And of course, over here in the green line, you can see the ground. So now let me show you the overall thing that we have over here. Let me grab the other phone that I have. All right, so here's the home app application on the iPhone. Let's zoom out a bit. Okay, so here I have this device is defined as RGB floor lamp on the home app. So let's turn it on. And of course, here we can modify the color. We can set it to cyan, and we can play with the brightness. Of course, we can use the Siri commands to change the color. Hey Siri, set up the RGB floor lamp to red color. Hey Siri, turn off the RGB floor lamp. Okay, so as you can see, we have a lot of control thanks to the home app. Of course, I've already covered the motion detection radar in the previous tutorial. You can have a look into that. Actually, currently I'm using my 3D printer in order to print out an enclosure for this device. I will share with you guys the overall product that I will have after finishing printing the enclosure, and we'll share it with you as YouTube short. So stay tuned for that. I have actually another lamp using the same hardware with the ESP32C3 as well. So let me bring that and zoom out a bit. So yes, this is the hardware. I have the addressable RGB LEDs inside this enclosure, and I have it here defined as RGB table lamp. Hey Siri, turn on RGB table lamp. And here again, I can also play with the color and brightness of the LED. Actually, I've used this hardware in a previous tutorial where I was using Node-RED. I will also show you guys how I integrated two different devices with the same hardware, and they can be interfaced separately. So here, let me turn on the other lamp as well. You can see they can be interfaced separately. Of course, this is all done with the help of MQTT topics. We will see how to manage that in a minute. So now we can jump into the firmware part and see how I have managed to integrate this hardware to be connected to the gateway and make it possible to interface it from a smartphone.
Alright, so here I am on the iHost gateway web interface from Sanof. So now we are going to see how to add a new device to our home app, and this is going to be done, of course, using the Homebridge plugin. Okay, so here's the user interface of the Homebridge. So here you can see all the related logs to the Homebridge. Okay, so for example, here you can see my motion radar has sent an MQTT message to the gateway indicating that there is no motion detected. Anyway, so now let's head to the plugins, and of course we are going to use Homebridge MQTT thing. Okay, so here you can see all the devices that I have added. I have the motion radar that I have covered on the previous tutorial. I have the RGB table lamp and the floor lamp. And actually, let's open both of them and see the difference. So first of all, the type of the device is the light bulb HSV, hue, saturation, and value, and sometimes it's brightness. HSV is actually a module that's used to determine color over user interface. And we are going to use this module in the ESP32C3 for software and do RGB to HSV conversion. And we will see that in a minute. Alright, so here's the HSV module. First of all, you can notice that the hue angle determines the color, and the saturation value determines how intense the color is. So if the saturation value is 0, the color will be white, and the value or the brightness will determine how bright the color is. So if the value is 0, there won't be any light be emitted from the LED. Okay, so let's get back to the Homebridge MQTT thing. Okay, so here we see the device name, and then the important thing, of course, is the MQTT settings. Here we determine the MQTT broker IP and port. So we can let the gateway connect to this broker so it can retrieve data when it's published by the ESP32. So here, if we have a look at the MQTT topics, we can see that these topics are defined. We have the set on, get on, set HSV, and get HSV topics. So this topic will determine whether the lamp on or off, and this will determine the color of the lamp. Of course, in this case, the gateway will send the color data as HSV data. So here we can see the format. It's going to contain first the hue value from 0 to 360 degree, determining the color, the saturation value, and the brightness. And the reason why I've added one to every topic here is to separate two devices. So this will be the device ID of the lamp that I'm going to interface. You may notice that if I go to the other device that I have added, it will have another device ID, and it's Sue. So by doing that, I can derive and interface both lamps separately. Okay, so right now let's have a look at the firmware that's running on the ESP32C3. That's running on the ESP32C3, which is actually deriving the WS2812 addressable LED strip. So first of all, here I have a related handler that's going to carry the data related to the color, brightness, and on/off status of the LED strip. So if we go to the main, here we see that the RMT. So here we see that the RMT peripheral is being configured with GPI 04. So this pin will be used to send the necessary data to derive the addressable LED strip, and then we can see the necessary tasks are being created, and they are the wireless task that's going to manage both Wi-Fi and MQTT. And here we have another task that's related to the MQTT message parser. So here this task will be actually parsing the messages received over MQTT from the gateway in order to set the color of the LED strip. Actually, I've already covered this library that I've implemented before, so I'm not going into details. So as you can see here, I'm using a FreeRTOS queue in order to read the message stored in that queue. And obviously here the ESP32 is going to focus on two specific topics, and they are the RGB LED set HSV, where the smartphone is trying to determine the color of the lamp. And the other topic is the set on, where the smartphone is trying to turn on or of the LED strip. So first of all, let's focus on the set HSV topic. So as you can see, the obtained data from the queue will obtain the hue, saturation, and the brightness data. So I'm using the sscan function in order to derive this data out of the received string, and after that I'm converting the HSV data to red, green, blue data format, so I can send this data to the LED strip so I can modify the LED color. And then here in the set on topic, depending on the received data, with whether it's 0 or 1, of course in string format. So here we can see the data string is converted to a Boolean value, and this will be evaluated, and depending on that value, either we send the old data of the colors to the LEDs so they are turned on again, or we turn them off if the received data is intended to turn off the LED strip, and then the data will be sent over RNT channel to the addressable LED strip. So that's all regarding the firmware. Of course, all the materials related to this tutorial are shared on my GitHub repository, so you can dive into the code. Actually, it's a very simple code because all the hard task is being handled by the gateway. Alright, so this brings me to the end of this tutorial. If you have learned something new from me today, please like this video, share it among your friends, and tell them about Useful Electronics. I wish you a happy new year. Stay tuned and bye bye.